This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I'd like you to meet somebody. This is my mother.
Well, this is just lovely. I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom.
Like, this is a dude with a legit fucking, like, not even a 5 o'clock shadow. That's like an 8 o'clock shadow.
I'm so fucking triggered.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole. Normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 25 Hundo and Siete of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 flexing on all you be.
Fucking cat.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, fam, welcome to the show 2507, Saturday, March the DAC Ocho. Welcome, come one, come all. Hit the like button if you're watching on the YouTubes. We are live everywhere. Check all the links down below to join the fam today over at swolenormousx.com and links for apparel. We got a lot of stuff to get into today, so we are going to jump right into it. Drop in the comments, what are you smashing? Before we even get into the tip, we got to talk yesterday. We had our overtime segment after the Friday stream like we always do, and we had a brand new
Emotional damage.
This is before the tip. This is just pre-com right here. We had a brand new Drive Well Gaining available for members inside the Swole TV in Uncensored. My goodness, new Drive Well Gaining. Get on your knees for Dylan.
Inconceivable.
It was fantastic. If you missed it, it's available now for members. If you join the fam, you get access to all the exclusive members-only content, including all the private live streams like the accountability meetings, roundtables, overtime segments, and brand new balls deep edits and Drive Well Gainings. It was fire. It was awesome. Mark says the Joe Biden song has been in my head for a month. Yeah, all these videos, all the Drive Well Gainings cause emotional damage. So make sure that you are checking it out and leave a comment after you watch it. Hopefully you enjoy. I'm sure you will, because I certainly did, and I'm sure you did as well. Also, before we get into that tip, we have a couple other announcements. Tomorrow is our Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus every single Sunday. We just take tons of questions. So make sure you go to askpapaswolio.com and call in for tomorrow's show. And we're only doing questions tomorrow. So Sundays are only questions. So we'll see you there, and it's going to be awesome. And of course, on Monday, we have our accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time for members only. Again, join the fam today. Be there for the accountability meeting. All right, that's all the details that we need to go over before we jump into that tip. So drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? What did you smash? What will you be smashing? Let's see a little Tainty Man. Aww. Very, very, very sleepy. Very sleepy Tainty Man. And of course, we have the delicious Church on her perch. Thank you, Loretta. DWG was awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That song will definitely be an earworm. That will definitely be sticking in people's heads this weekend. All right, let's get into that tip. Let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Here we go. Nice. All right. Excellent. Hashtag Swole Slut. It's Swole Slut Saturday. Drop a hashtag triple S in the comments down below, and we'll give away the Swole card at the end of today's episode. Fam, it is time to get into some Swole fam posts. Oh my God. We got a lot of stuff to get into. I'm excited. All right. Hashtag triple S. Drop in the comments below. Now let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right. So we got some Swole fam posts, and this past Monday, we dropped a brand new yoga class, Rachel's Yin for Total Body number 9, now available for members inside the yoga studio. And if you don't know, we're upcoming on 300 classes, and we have a lot of yin. We have an entire yin yoga section in the yoga studio, and we have many different yin classes. If you've never tried a yin yoga, join the fam, try the yin yoga. You will love it. And for this specific type of flow, for total body, we have 9. We have 9. This is number 9 for total body yin. We have yin for hips. We have yin's hips and twists. We have shoulders. There's so many different classes, but of the total body series, this is number 9. So there's so many yin classes. Definitely give it a shot. And if you're a member and you have not yet done
How dare you?
a yin yoga class, I mean, how dare you? You are just missing out. You're doing yourself a disservice. Get your yin on. Get your yin on. Get your yin on. Don't be sleeping on yin. You might fall asleep during yin, but don't be sleeping on yin. All right, first post here from Brennan.
What's in the box?
First Swole Fam post. Let's kick us off. Brennan writes, "What's up, Swole Fam? My name is Brennan. I'm just getting locked into the program and I'm happy as hell to get moving. I work offshore, so mental and physical wellness are paramount to staying safe. I'm excited to be heading in the right direction. Let's get it, fam." That's what I'm talking about. Very nice. Excellent. Welcome to the fam. We have an awesome post here from Charlie. "Hello, Swole Fam. My name is Charlie, and I have an addiction to food that caused me to weigh in approximately 560 pounds. Approximately 5. I don't know precisely, as nothing could weigh that much. So any scale that Charlie had wouldn't, weigh to that level. So 560 pounds. I had gastric bypass 14 years ago and have lost over 270 pounds. I have yo-yo dieted or yo-yoed weight loss over the past couple years and have recommitted myself to being the best I can and doing whatever it takes. With my surgery, my eating is different and trying to get enough protein for the gains is tough. I have built over 30 pounds of muscle in the last year, but I have plateaued. I've been listening to Papa Swolio and going to the fucking gym 6 days a week, and I'm proud of the swole, but I am ready to get after it. Let's go." All right. Holy shit. Look at that picture on the left to the right. Damn, dude. Your body just doesn't end on the left. 560 pounds. 560 pounds down to, you didn't say what you were down to, but you've lost over 270. So that's what, 560, 490, 290. So you're maybe like somewhere 200 range, 200, mid 200s, whatever it is. That's amazing. You've lost more than me. You've lost more than a Papa Swolio. And the journey is not over. The journey continues. Good for you. Thanks for sharing, and amazing transformation. Good for you. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear that everything is going well for you. You're half the man you used to be. Literally. You're half the man you used to be. Good one, Lady Hawk. Good one. Good one. All right, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. How we doing, Jenny?
My name's Forrest Gump.
All right, Jenny says, "Had a rough day yesterday. Stress at work plus a bad headache put me in a vulnerable state. Yes, I was drinking plenty of water, and no, I hadn't eaten anything outside the elimination diet. We had a low system going through with rain, so maybe that was part of it. There were donuts at our meeting at work, and I wanted to eat them all. I was a hair away from doing it. In desperation, I found a quiet spot, did some brain gains, and fam, it may sound overdramatic, but it pulled me back from the brink. I wasn't 100% mentally, but it took the edge off for the rest of the day. Had to share the win, even though it was hard won. Any win worth having is going to be hard won." Good for you, Jenny. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see. We had a low system going through with rain, so maybe that was part of it. It's possible. You hear the classic old man on the porch, "Well, my knee's swelling. It's going to rain." That's actually legit. If you have issues with your joints, if you have inflammation, if you're very sensitive, you can definitely feel pain because of the pressure changes. So when the atmospheric pressure changes, the pressure inside these joints, these capsules and the synovial fluid starts pushing out against, all the soft tissue and connective tissue in your knees or your shoulders. So if you have existing issues with your joints, a lot of times you might actually feel these kinds of differences. You could have a bad headache. You definitely don't want to blame these things on the weather, but at the same time, pressure changes does make a difference. It could have been hydration. It could have been electrolytes. It could have been a combination of many things too. It doesn't always have to be one thing. It could be a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this combined to make all of that. And there's hundreds and thousands of processes going on in the body and everything all the time. So it could just be a lot of things led to that at the same time or coincidentally and they overlapped. But if the weather changes, the same reason why weather changes the mood or full moons and high and low tide, that's just gravitational pull between the moon and the earth that pull the water towards the moon that results in high and low tides, but it's also different pressure. It's different pressures. It's different. There's a lot of things that we don't understand yet, but there's a lot of those types of things in our universe. And sure, that could definitely be part of it. But this is a very important story because Jenny is literally describing how she overcomes those things in the moment. And the more you practice brain gains, the more you can tap into that mindfulness in the moment or moment to moment. That's going to help you make better decisions. And when you get better sleep, when you're eating properly, when you're in a right state of mind. So not only did Jenny do brain gains, but she was in a right state of mind and aware enough and mindful enough to even step aside, do some brain gains and stay focused. So that's the first step. It's not just, oh, brain gains fixes this. You have to be in the mindset to even think of that and to be focused enough and to care enough. A lot of people just don't care. They're willing to sacrifice their progress, their health, their longevity for that instant gratification all too often. And good for you, Jenny. That's just a great story. And yeah, we talk about the weather. You've heard the seasonal affective disorder, SAD. You know, of course, there's standard American diet. Both are very fucking sad. And Mama Soy and I are watching something on, I forget, it was like we're watching a video on the phone or we're watching a TV show or the other night. And it was in North Dakota and it was cold and barren. And I was like, hey, you want to move up there? You know, no people, this, you know, all this land and space. And she's like, you would be absolutely fucking miserable. It was a joke. And I would have been, I'll be absolutely miserable. If I don't have the sun, I'm coming into my peak. I'm coming into peak Swolio season right now. Summer Swole, baby. I love the summer. It's starting to be really hot. It's going to be 90 fucking degrees today. It's going to be so hot and so nice. I love the summer. I need the sun. I can't be anywhere without sun. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it without sun. That's why I moved to Florida. When I graduated college, I always like to come down here on vacation. So I'm like, I'm going to move. I'm going to move to a place that I want to spend time. I wholeheartedly reject miserable fucking weather. Why do that out of choice? I don't understand. You can go on vacation. There's nothing wrong with going on vacation. Go on a skiing trip or snowboarding or go and make a couple snowmen. You can do that for a week and enjoy it and then fucking leave. I don't want to be stuck in that for 7 months. The winter lasts forever in these cold environments. You're from fucking October, November until April. It's cold as shit. I don't know about you, but I got tired of scraping ice off my windshield. So for anyone that thinks I've just been in warm weather my whole life, oh, you couldn't be more wrong. All right, here we go. Julian, what's up, Beaches? We got another member. All right, hey fam. I discovered the podcast a couple months ago. I joined yesterday. I've always struggled with my confidence all my life, been pretty skinny until I met my ex, gained 30 pounds in the span of 7 years. Sounds like a toxic relationship. I started training 3 years ago, 1 to 2 times a week. Last year, I ended my relationship. Started to lift for real in August to gain some mass. Now I struggle with my back and knees. I'm going to work on the 7 pillars, especially mobility. I want to claim my Swole privilege card and go to the fucking gym. Julian, welcome to the fam. So if you're listening to this, you said you discovered the podcast a couple months ago. I really hope that you're listening to this and check out the ankle, knee, and hip mobility masterclasses in the masterclass section. And that will tremendously improve your back and your knees. And also the glute awareness program in the program Vault. That's a great way to activate the muscle around your hips. But check out those masterclasses. They're fantastic to address those concerns. So definitely pillar number 5, mobility, is absolutely essential. And every single pillar is essential, but it's very, very important. Do not neglect your mobility. Do not neglect your mobility. All right, last Swole fan post here. And this one's from Taylor. And Taylor writes, on February 10th, a Drunk driver, oh goodness, drove into my husband while he was working roadside. My husband has been in the hospital since and is in recovery. Well, that's good. That day, my world flipped upside down and I haven't felt like myself since. Aside from walking our dogs, I haven't done much movement because I've been at his bedside every day. Today, I pushed myself to attend a Soca dance class. I don't know what that is. SOCA? Anyone? A Soca dance class at the gym. I made it and I felt joy for the first time in a while. My brain shut off and I just got to be myself. Just wanted to share the power of exercise with you. Well, my goodness, sorry to hear that, Taylor, and glad to hear that you had a little reprieve. And I'm glad that the post actually took a better turn. I thought it was going to go even darker, but the fact that he's in recovery, I'm glad to hear it. Keep us posted. And it does absolutely show the power of exercise, but even more so, it shows the power of investing in yourself. And even though you're going through stress and you care about your husband too, I can only imagine that he would want you to take care of yourself at the same time. So I think this is a very big thing when you're dealing with someone in the hospital or they're struggling. You sacrifice yourself in entirety. I don't necessarily think that's the right approach. You might feel guilty if you go exercise. You might feel guilty if you take some time for yourself because they're in the hospital. But at the same time, if you think about it in this way, I'm just going to give a little perspective and you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. But if someone got, that was a tragic accident, fortunately he's okay and he's going to recover. But if you let yourself just waste away, then the accident took out two people, right? So the fact that you still need to take care of you, because if you take care of you more, then you'll be able to be there for him as well. 24/7, you need some time for yourself. You need to get good sleep. You need to be a healthy person for him. You need to eat good food and you need to be there for him as well, but you need to take time for yourself. And just like Matt says in the comments, that's pillar number 4, recovery. You can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're draining yourself, then you have nothing else to give. So I think in our culture, for whatever reason, there's this kind of virtuous, this idea that you have to sacrifice everything about yourself, whether it's for children, whether it's for other people. I don't think that's appropriate. I think that is a huge problem. This is why a lot of people are unfulfilled and drained and resentful, because they don't take care of themselves. And if we have people that are stepping up to take care of themselves, you do have more to give to other people. It doesn't take that much time. It just takes focus and commitment and discipline and time management. And you can absolutely do that. So make sure the pouring from an empty cup, you can't do that. Read the 7 Pillars. That's in the 7 Pillars ebook, and that's in the recovery section. So if you haven't read the 7 Pillars ebook, make sure you go to swolenormousx.com and download it. And recovery is important. Recovery, fulfillment, and making sure that you're whole. That way you can give to others. Focus on yourself first. That's not a selfish thing. That's a caring for you. That's a self-care thing. And too often that gets thrown by the wayside. All right. And this is why mindfulness is important, because it might seem hard to think about yourself when you're taking care of other people, but at the same time, that's the problem. That's the problem. You feel guilty that you're caring for yourself. It's like, well, you can't care for other people when you're not caring for yourself. It's going to wear you down and you're going to be less effective. So if you want to care for other people physically, mentally, and emotionally, you have to be whole. So it's actually encouraging. Take care of yourself, and then you can take care of other people better. Just make sure you put aside time for you, right? You need time for yourself too. All right, let's get into some Ask Papa Swolio. Thank you so much for your posts. If you're ready to join all these amazing people and myself inside the Swole fam, join us, swolenormousx.com. Get access to all the exclusive member content, programs, yoga, meditation, so much more. All 7 pillars taken care of for you. There is an ungodly amount of amazing content inside Swole Enormous X, and I highly encourage everyone that's listening, maybe listening for a few months, maybe a year, and maybe thinking or kicking around, maybe joining. You just haven't pulled the trigger. Pull the trigger, join us, and get started today. Start filling yo cup. All right, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio for a chance to win, not today's Swole card, to submit a question. And of course, askpapaswolio.com to call in. First one, we'll take a call from Shrimp. Shrimp, you're on the line.
So I really want to tone my thighs, especially my inner thighs. That is like one of my biggest insecurities. It jiggles too much. What exercises or what would you recommend that I do at the gym? Please and thank you. As well as toning my glutes. I don't care to increase them or, have big glutes. I just simply want to be toned and lift them up. Thank you.
You're
and
very
I love your
welcome.
content. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrimp. I didn't expect that voice. Very nice. Very nice questions. There really is no such thing as toning. What you mean is having less fat. That's all you're meaning. So you don't want bigger glutes. You just want less fat and you want to tone, like you want to build muscle. That's what you're saying. I know you don't think you want to build muscle, but you do. You're not going to have anything to tone. In other words, if you want to lose fat and then you're going to be skinny. So toning just literally means building muscle. It's a made up word. It's made up. It's make believe. It doesn't exist. Toning means you have muscle and you have less fat. Toning means leaner. That's all it means. So you definitely want to build muscle. That's what you want to focus on. Inner thigh, you cannot spot reduce. You cannot spot reduce fat. So what you want to do is yoga is fantastic. Pilates is fantastic. You want to do strength training and you need to make sure you're cutting out inflammatory food. So especially when females ask these questions, we have to go right to those estrogenics and those things in your environment. So people do not realize the impact of tap water, all the shampoos and conditioners and lotions and deodorants and perfumes and all these things, household cleaners and laundry detergents and dryer sheets and all these different and the tampons and pads that have toxins that you're putting right on your pussy. These are very birth control. These are things that are absolutely catastrophic, especially when you layer them, stack one on top of the other. So I would recommend also, if you're listening to the podcast, check out the book Estrogeneration. It'll explain it better than I ever could. And it outlines everything there. We've been talking about that for a long time. But also an elimination diet, cutting out inflammatory foods, focusing more on animal proteins, getting rid of the gluten, the grains, a lot of toxic plant foods, vegetable oils, things of that sort, polyunsaturated fats. And these are my recommendations. So strength training, absolutely. Anything Bulgarian split squats, RDLs, lunges, regular squats, front squats, hack squats. These are all things. A good strength training program. You definitely want to focus on building muscle in those areas and improving your nutrition and sleep quality and getting rid of those estrogenics in your environment will cut down extra body fat in all these different areas. A lot of times that kind of storage is from elevated cortisol. So sleep is very important, but cortisol is a stress hormone. So if you're stressed out by what you're eating or environmental factors, that's going to stay elevated as well. So some things to think about. I know that was probably more than you expected. You were thinking of like, hey, do this inner thigh exercise. You definitely want to do those exercises, but doing them is not going to like tighten up that area. It's not like the muscle's going to eat the fat locally. 1 second. Okay, let's see here. Oh, we are in the knowledge cock portion. All right, thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Let me see here. We have oh, fucking bro. I see you in the back. Oh my God, that was fucking ridiculous.
Inconceivable!
Oh, that felt good. Drop in the comments down below. That's an 8, Matt, an 8? Bullshit. Papa rolled a 20 and you fucking know it. Oh my God. I definitely lost like half a pound. I lost half a pound. That was fantastic. That was so satisfying. Let's go. All right. Matt, Mark, Grizzly Magnum, Papa Swolio, thoughts on the TikTok ban that seems to be moving forward? What do you mean? My thoughts. Is it moving forward? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe. My thoughts, like why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're getting a lot of pressure from Facebook. I think it's a complete sham in terms of, oh, we're deleting TikTok because of, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. I think that's bullshit. I think that's nonsense. Any data that, like, for example, any data that they're claiming, oh, China's going to get your data's out there. Your data is out there. The NSA has your data. Facebook has your data. Instagram has your data. Your data is not secure. Everyone's got your fucking data. So it's not like we're going to get your data back and keep it safe. They're selling your data fucking all over the fucking world already. So that's not really the problem. I really do think it's just a kind of a Facebook backed ploy to gain market share because TikTok's eating everyone's fucking lunch. So I think that's really just smoke and mirrors. Plus, I think it's a way to make it look like Biden is, or, you know, the government is tough on China and really setting sanctions. We're getting rid of TikTok. As opposed to, is that like a fifth generational warfare? Like you're not really going to war, but you're going to delete an app from the app store. I think it's kind of like a little slap on the wrist, makes it seem like they're doing something when they're really not. They're shaking hands under the table type of thing. That's just my thoughts on it. But in terms of, do you mean like my business? Like, what are my thoughts? I mean, these are just some initial thoughts on the surface. But when it comes to from a business standpoint, because if you don't know, I have like almost 5.7 million followers. So that would suck. But I see a lot of people, especially when I load up TikTok, you see a lot of people say, oh my God, we're going to go to YouTube. I'm going to delete Facebook. I'm going to delete Instagram. Okay. Idiots. I'm not deleting Facebook or Instagram. Like these are things that, you know, we can't control. So I can't control whether or not they ban TikTok. They want to ban TikTok. I didn't control whether or not they made TikTok, and I can't control whether they ban it. So if they ban it, what would that actually look like? Well, you probably wouldn't be able to either download it from the App Store, or you wouldn't get updates. So eventually the app would stop working as effectively, or internet service providers can block the usage of the app. It's, you know, so for example, if they ban it, then they ban it. Then those people are going to go elsewhere. Someone will create another app and I'll use those. Like I'll keep on posting everywhere else. The people that follow on TikTok will follow on Instagram or they'll find it elsewhere. So it is what it is. But, you know, I'll probably still have, I would still personally, I'm going to still try to, I'm going to have, if they ban it in the country, I'm going to have someone outside the country still try to post to it. So I feel like you could still, not that you could use VPNs and still use it, but there'll probably be some workarounds, but we'll see. Whatever. In other words, everyone's on the same boat. So that's just a sign that you have to adapt, right? Adaptability. And this is another reason, just from a business standpoint, for everyone that's posting and doing whatever, you can't have everything on one platform. So there's a lot of people that their livelihood, everything that they do, everything is on TikTok. So if TikTok gets banned and they can't use it, oh my God, they're done. This is why you have to post everywhere. This is why you have to do everything to the best of your ability. Otherwise, you're vulnerable. Tyler, any plans on bumper stickers? Well, we have stickers on the site. You could put them on your bumper. But like specific things that are made for bumpers, not exactly. But you can put stickers on you can put the stickers that we have on the site on your bumper. There's no rule that you can't put it there. You can put it wherever you want.
Because stickers?
I said it. Let's see. T-Bone Capone. God, I love that fucking screen name. Papa Swolio, how do you know when it's time to increase the weight on dumbbells? I.e., can do 15 reps with 25 pounds. Well, there you go. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to achieve, but if you're doing 15 reps, like what exercise are we talking about? Go to 30 and do 8 to 10. Like if you're trying to build muscle, yeah, you want to be failing. You want to be at the end of your set. You want it to be like within like the last like 1 or 2 reps of your capacity. Like you want to really be like towards the end, like absolute pure 100% failure is really hard to achieve just psychologically and physically and safely, but you need to push. So yeah, go heavier. How do you know? Well, you just told me. Doesn't mean you can't build muscle with 15 pounds, but progressive overload means increasing the intensity, the volume, the weight. Tiffany, I have a pure water jug with the lead reduction filter. Do you think that will get the estrogenics out of tap water? I just switched from bottle to tap to try to reduce microplastics. Probably not. Most of those aren't really that great. They're better, but you can get, what I would recommend is looking into, you can get countertop, like reverse osmosis systems. You can get one under the sink, but of course you need to install it, know how to do it properly. But you can get ones that are on the counter that fill into a glass container. So it'll have like the filters in them and it'll reverse osmosis on the countertop. You plug it in. The only issue with that is that if you have a power outage, then it doesn't work. So you could also get some of those gravity filtration, like a Berkey system. They have other ones that are kind of similar to Berkey that are less expensive, but they have fluoride and those may or may not get some of the estrogenics. The problem is those compounds are so small that they're very hard to filter out. So it's always great to have a gravity filtration water system just in case you have an outage. So those pitcher ones, like there's some that are better than others, but it's definitely an improvement. So good for you. And also, drinking out of there's a lot of a stainless steel jug. I'm not sponsored. You don't have to get a Hydro Flask. We've accumulated Hydro Flasks over the years, but there's a lot of stainless steel jugs that you have. Elon should bring back Vine. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think Vine died for a reason, right? But there are those things where there are those time periods when retro comes back into vogue. So, maybe. All right. Let's see. Scrolling. I might miss a couple questions. So if you have a question, you can follow up. And let's take another call. This one says, don't want to go to fucking gym. Is that your name? Your name is don't want to go to fucking gym? Your parents were huge bitches then.
Hello, Papa Swolio. I am from Spain. And I have gone to Puto Gimnasio. Should I go to Puto Gimnasio again? Or not? Quiero dormir.
No. Go to the fucking gym. Yeah, go to the fucking gym. All right. Go to the fucking gym. Should I go to the fucking gym? Yes. 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 Let's take one more call. Kiwan Park. Interesting. All right. What do you think? Last one.
Hi, this is Kiwan Park from South Korea. I love watching your video. The video make me to go exercise every day. Then I always curious about if you speak Korean to say go to the fucking gym. Cause like I saw your video so much and you speak other language as well. Then if you speak Korean, how I feel, or it made me one of the other sides of motivation. Thank you.
Yo, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyone that calls in when English, is not your primary language, respect for literally making a coherent phone call in a different language. Like, no joke. It's probably better than I could do in Spanish, for example. Good for you. I appreciate the support. And do I know Korean? So I think a lot of people think, oh my God, Papa Swolio knows 10 languages. I know how to yell at people in 10 languages. I know how to make sure people go to the fucking gym in 10 languages. I don't speak Hindi. But I am the more phrases I add, and that's the thing, I could just do a ton of different languages, but I'm sticking right now with like 6, 7, and then I'm learning a new phrase. I'm telling, go to sleep. And I'm just going to kind of add, I'm probably become fluent over the years if I just keep up with it. So anyway, I wish you added what it is in Korean. Go to the fucking gym. Cause I'm absolutely all in favor of yelling at you to go to the fucking gym in Korean. So if you get this message, call back in and let us know what it is. So if you want to submit something, you could DM on Instagram. We just get so many DMs. It's hard to go through them all, but I need to see the written and the pronunciation, like said quickly, but also very slowly too. And then I can practice it and lay it down. I'll make sure Koreans go to the fucking gym. All right. No Korean's going to skip leg day. Not on my watch. All right. Not on my watch. Grizzly, will you make a fuck your pink drink sticker? I want it to match my fuck your pumpkin spice sticker. We should have you looked? We have like everything of everything. So we should have stickers for every single design. If not, that's going to piss me off. So did you check? Have you isolated for stickers? You might have to do the search function if you didn't. Sometimes the ordering is weird. All right, let's see here. Swole International. That could be a shirt. Oh, yeah. We could definitely do that. Swole International. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. We'll take a couple more live questions if you have them. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Maybe one or two more if we got it. If I missed your question above, you can drop in the chat below, because sometimes if you don't use the hashtag, I might miss it just because it stands out in the chat, so I can isolate for it. So if you have a question, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's take a couple Shitstagram questions really quickly. Vlad, how long took hair to grow like that? I've had long hair for years and years and years. So anyone that asks a question, how long have you had long hair? How long did it take you to grow? It's not like hair just grows and grows and grows and grows. It does, but you have to cut it. Otherwise, it's going to like break apart and get thinned and frail, and like it grows, but it's not like, I don't know. I didn't set a timer. I've had long hair for, what is it? What year is this? Fucking decade, I've had long hair for a long fucking time. Saying, what school would you recommend to become a certified trainer? That's such a tough call nowadays. So really, a certification doesn't mean, I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, but it kind of doesn't. It comes down to where you want to work and what you want to do. And does your certification give you the credibility or the surface level credibility to do what you want to do? So if you want to train athletes, you should have some sort of sports oriented certification and knowledge, of course. So a certification doesn't mean you know what you're talking about, doesn't mean you know sales, doesn't mean you know marketing, doesn't mean you know how to communicate with other people, doesn't mean that you're a good trainer. So you need to either shadow someone and get experience, doing it hands-on with whatever you want to do, have a certification that tracks for that. If you want to be at a specific gym, they will have certain certifications that they accept. Also, certain certifications might give you options for different types of insurance. So insurance is going to require a certification. Good certifications, NASM is a great certification. It'll teach you a lot about like muscle inhibition and activation and foam rolling and stabilization training and things like that. But like I said, just because you have a certification doesn't mean that it's going to give you amazing results. Let me pause this for 1 second. I got to tell Mama Swolio something. So hold on. I'm going to hit pause and play some music for 2 seconds. Little King D. Just bear with me.
That's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you made. Yeah, bad that you made. That's the bad that you made. Katie, let's go.
All hell King Darius.
That's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you laid. That's a bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You children popping mollies. I'm so intelligent, my honesty turned into philosophy. I go hard in the paint, the harder I play. Nigga, I'm like Harden on James, a problem to face. I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, just look in my eyes. Nigga, you can do what you need, I do what is right. I don't fucking want what you have, just look at your life. Nothing about it sacred to me, it's out of my sight. That just means it's out of my mind, it's not worth the fight. Nigga, yeah, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Hey, you did what you did. Give a fuck about intentions. Don't give a fuck about intentions. You can watch what I do. Just stay the fuck out my mentions. That's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you made.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
Oh my God. And I took a pee. And I took a pee. That's fucking, look, we're going to have a better show. We're going to have a better show. So that really, I'm hooking you up, fam. Because otherwise I was thinking like, let me just come back quickly. And then I was like, I'll hold it in. No. I want to relax. I want to enjoy. Let's go. Let's see. Matt the Great. He's probably telling Mama Sawyer to get back in the kitchen. I don't have to because she knows her fucking place. She knows her fucking place. She knows her fucking place. She actually was in the kitchen. No, actually we had the blower. I'm glad it happened now in March because it's hot as fuck today. The blower and the AC, we just had a brand new AC unit put in and it went out. I'm training outside. I did something outside. I came in. I'm like, it just feels hot in the house. Like, is this in my head? Am I sweaty? Am I just running hot? It just feels hot. And I look, I'm like, oh, it's like 75 degrees in the house and it got to like 80 degrees. Ugh. So luckily I have a split unit over here. So last night I took out like a portable unit. We have like an emergency and I set up in the bedroom. So at least we had cold bedroom last night, but I wanted to let her know that the guy is going to be coming by here and I'm going to be live streaming because I'm slinging some knowledge cock. So I'm not going to be able to answer the door and handle that because we're getting down to some fucking business right now. All right, let's take a couple more questions. Nunu Ham, can we do 90-day dash twice a day? If you want to do something like that, I would recommend doing one of the Swolga, doing one of the resistance workouts earlier in the day, and then later on doing one of the Swolga. I wouldn't double up with the resistance, but if you want to do some additional Swolga, like a gravity or something like that, that's totally fine. Let's see. Frank, homemade pizza with fresh ingredients, olive oil, fresh mozzarella, okay to experiment with in diet. You could experiment with whatever you want. I would recommend checking out the recipes and doing the portobello pizza. So personally, fresh ingredients doesn't mean anything because most of that stuff is just flour. It's not fresh at all. I don't really have anything personal against olive oil. I don't really use it. But, cheese, mozzarella, especially if you can get it raw, that's great. But the portobello pizza in the Swolenormous X kitchen in the recipes, that's a great way if you have a craving or you want to do something like that. You get like the grass-fed beef, you get the mushroom and the cheese and all that stuff in it. So check that out if you haven't. Tyler, I'm looking to learn and invest into Bitcoin pretty soon and wanted to ask, how should I start and be smart with it? A couple things. I would recommend you check the links in the description. swanbitcoin.com/Papa Swolio. There's a lot of education over there. You get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up, but there's a lot of education. So learn, really understanding Bitcoin is understanding psychology. It's understanding politics. It's understanding just the history of money. So it takes a lot of time. And the more you go down the rabbit hole of learning how money works, the more conviction that you have. One thing that's important to understand is if it's not your keys, it's not your coin. So if you purchase Bitcoin or you do a DCA, a dollar cost averaging, whether you're doing $50 a week or $50 a month or $500 a day, whatever it is, consistently, not investment advice, of course, but whatever you're doing over time is usually the best way to invest in any asset. It's time in the market. It's not timing the market. So you're waiting for it to go up or waiting for it to go down. Just set it and forget it. And then it builds up over time, but just make sure that you understand self-custody. So I would recommend getting a hardware wallet. I personally like Ledger. Cold Card's more advanced, but Trezor or Ledger is very popular. Make sure you order any kind of hardware wallet from the website itself, from like the Ledger website. Don't get it on Amazon. Don't get it on any third-party site. So they're not tampered with. Make sure it's sealed. And you want to make sure that and all this education is over there at Swan Bitcoin, and you can learn how to transfer your Bitcoin onto your hardware wallet. So if you're not in control of your actual keys and you have it on an exchange, like you buy it on Coinbase and it just sits there, you're compromised. So it's not actually your Bitcoin unless you're actually in personal control over it. So that's a very general overview. There's also some great books. If you haven't checked out the Amazon store, make sure you do so, Tyler, because I have there's a bunch of great books that will educate you that we have up there about Bitcoin. So check that out too. And the more you learn, just educate yourself, learn, read. Tons of great podcasts. There's a lot of great podcasts out there. T-Bone Capone, would you recommend a bench or can you use a yoga ball for dumbbell press? I'm assuming you mean a Swiss ball, those big inflatable ones. If you're using a ball, I mean, I personally don't. That's more for stabilization, but you can. If you use a ball, if you're sitting on it, the properly sized ball, your hips and knees will be at 90 degrees. So if it's too small, your hips will be like more of a closed angle. And if it's too big, your hips would be greater than 90 degrees. So you want to make sure that you're sitting and your hips and your knees are at right angles. You can do that, but I would recommend if you're trying to build strength, you don't want to use a ball. That's more like athletic, stabilization. It's more fancy. I haven't done a ball dumbbell press in a long time. But you can. It's definitely great for stabilization if that's what you're training for. So again, your training protocols need to map to what outcomes you want. Matt, I always tell my wife women are the happiest when they're making sandwiches and babies. It's science. It actually is, believe it or not.
60% of the time, it works every time. That doesn't make sense.
And it's funny because I tell Mama Soy, I'm like, go make me a sandwich. She goes, you don't eat bread. That's my girl. That's my girl. John, Papa Swolio, started experimenting with raw cheese and milk and doesn't seem to bother me. I know it's probably CDC propaganda, but have you or anyone else from the fam ever gotten sick from raw dairy? No. I've eaten raw eggs. I'm pounding raw dairy. We have raw dairy every day. I've never gotten sick. I make raw kefir. We have raw goat's milk and A2 cow milk and raw cheese, and I've never. I mean, it's possible, but actually you have you have the actual proper balance of bacteria when you're eating raw milk. So a lot of people say, oh, raw milk is dangerous. It's actually not. You actually have more lactase enzymes in the raw milk. So when they heat it, when they treat it and they pasteurize it, it kills off the lactase enzymes and breaks them down, denatures them that are in the milk. So it makes it harder for people to consume fucking milk, and it kills all the beneficial bacteria. So when you're pasteurizing, you're killing all bacteria, good and bad. Raw dairy is amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Pedro, thoughts on the potential arrest of Trump next week or this week, right? My thoughts on it? I mean, you only pursue someone this hard for any kind of bullshit, for whatever. They're grasping at straws. They're just afraid of him. They're afraid of him. They're trying to, they're just trying to get him on something to probably negate his ability to run for office, right? If they convict him or X, Y, and Z of a crime. It's just more nonsense. I think it's really for the photo op, most likely. They want to get like that perp walk shot with like him in handcuffs. And then what will happen is if they do, they'll arrest him, right? They'll get all the pictures they want, and then he'll be released like immediately for whatever. Like they bring him in and then he's released, but they get the pictures. And then most people that don't pay attention, they're fucking, believe everything CNN says or whatever mainstream bullshit. They're going to, oh my God, you got arrested. I think it's just for the photos. Whatever. I don't know. They'll arrest him and then he'll win. Like you think he's going to sweep if they just crush if they arrest him? I don't think it's going to hurt him. I think it'll help. Because they've done this stuff before. Like anything that would normally have destroyed, like in 2016, anything that would have destroyed a normal standard political candidate's career didn't put a dent in Trump's. So, I mean, there are things I like and dislike about him. I'm literally in the middle. I don't have a side. I like to go on the issues and make the best choice based on the moment and based on the landscape. So, we'll see what happens in 2024, who's running and what happens. But just from a strategy standpoint, I think anything that they're going to do, what they think is going to be the outcome, It seems like with Trump, it usually isn't. It usually backfires or something like that. So we'll see. It's just a bunch of bullshit, I think. Stormy, who cares? Like, I mean, honestly, does anyone, I don't care what side you're on. Does anyone care about this Stormy Daniels shit? I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I don't care. I don't think anyone's ever cared. The dude won the presidency after the tape of him just grabbing by the pussy. Didn't fucking matter. Like, come on. So does anyone think this fucking matters, or does anyone care? But no one cares. Even if you don't like Trump, does anyone care? Like, no one's actually like, oh my God, this poor. That's my thought on it. I don't think anyone really cares. I just don't think people cares, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, which is why I think people just don't care. You know what people do care about? They care about gas prices. They care about eggs being double the cost. They care about, not being able to buy a house. They care about, like, this is what people care about, and I think shit gets real when the economy suffers. So you have people that have all these ideologies, that have these belief systems, but push comes to shove. Do you care who's in the White House if you can't afford to buy food for your family? So, like, if you ask the average person, let's just say theoretically it was like this, black and white. Biden's office, you can't afford shit. Would you prefer Trump, and then the economy's great, you can buy things? Unless you're a fucking moron, you'd be like, oh yeah, the first one. Then you're just ideological and you don't care about yourself. You just don't understand, right? It's like most people just want to live their lives, but they're being pushed all this nonsense every place they look. People just want to have a better life. You want to be able to afford things. You want to have less stress. You don't want to have 3 jobs and not be able to buy food. Okay, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's move on. We got some balls deep. Let's fucking go. Great questions, great comments. That's deep. And to be real, the presidential candidacy, like, it's always been a rock and a hard place for decades and decades. It's always been like, oh, this person kind of sucks. This person kind of sucks less. That's kind of like how it's always been, because politicians always have people in their back pockets. They have, millions and dollars of there's always, squeaky wheels needing greased, people that helped you get into that position. Like, you have to suck a lot of dick to become the candidate in most cases. And what that means is you have a lot of people that are going to benefit from you winning. So they'll invest in your campaign. You'll have third party and companies that support you and run ads and blah, blah, blah. Because when you get in office, wink, wink, nod, nod, circle jerk, you're going to, pass these laws or reduce these regulations or whatever it is. So, you can pay me back for getting you in office. Stuff like that. So it's always kind of been a rock and a hard place. It's no different. Okay. But the Democrats and Republicans, they're both corrupt. The parties are fucking corrupt. The government's way bloated and overdone. Like, the government should be shrank to a fucking pea size, in my opinion. But I do think this is like the rocky transition until, into just states taking more and more control and just kind of saying, fuck off, and ignoring the government, especially after the lockdowns and stuff in Florida and DeSantis and Abbott and Texas and a lot of other states are pretty much, you're splitting up what people, there's a lot of ideology that is increasing this divide, but in reality, it's not a problem. I do think we need more unity from like a country level, but this is the way the country was always like designed to be. Like, you move where you want to be. People are moving to Florida and Texas because they want to live that way. They like the laws, they like the approach, they like the weather, whatever it is. If you don't like it, move somewhere else. If you want to be, govern me harder, daddy, and you want restrictions and taxes up the ass and people shitting on your sidewalk outside your apartment, then move to San Francisco or move to LA. Go there. No one's stopping you from moving and going to these different places. The same way, if you want to be fucking freezing in the winter, but you want beautiful summers and open plains and mountains and rivers and streams, you can go to North Dakota or Montana. No one's stopping you from going to these places. And in some cases, they'll pay you to go there because they're trying to, build out and increase, production and blah, blah, blah. So just move where you want to move. Vote with your dollars and vote with your feet. Don't buy products that you don't believe in. And, that's why the organic industry or raw food or grass-fed beef, and there's more farms and agriculture and regenerative popping up because people are buying it. There's an industry for it. If more people want to buy those things, more people create those products. Okay. I don't have all the answers, just some initial thoughts based on your comments. So yeah, anyway. Mark, honestly, send the asteroid. We need a reset button. You mean great reset?
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Okay. Let's see. Balls deep. Hit the thumbs up button. We are live, you fucking horse. Drop a comment down below. Biceps and gorillas. Let's get into some balls deep content. A reminder that we have the brand new Drive While Gaining available on Swole TV. Get on your knees for Dylan. Brand new for members inside Swolenormous X. Join us and check it out. We dropped it yesterday during overtime. If you haven't checked it out, what you doing with your life? You're a member. Go and check it out inside Swole TV. Swole TV. It's the Swollest of the TV. Okay, let's see what we got here. Balls deep. Oh my God. Good Lord. A couple videos here. That's pretty long. We're going to skip that one. What? Oh, these are way... All right, we're probably going to do one or two. Let's do this one. Throwback. Throwback. Not my fault I'm fat. Some of these are way too long. So let's do this one first.
What's in the box?
It's called Throwback. Not my fault I'm fat. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
Being plus size is a choice. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I can't. It's. This is stupid. I can't see it because it's getting cut off the vertical. All right, that was fucking retarded. All right, let's just skip that one. If you're listening, don't even worry about it. It was like the Jubilee video where they say being fat phobic is a choice. You could barely hear the audio, and it's like moving left and right. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna move that. They do that. They do that for a bunch of videos where you have to you walk to a side. If you agree, you strongly disagree. I'm just going to skip it because you can't see it with the vertical. I don't know why. We're just going to ignore that. All right. We got a couple, we got maybe one or two. They're all long, unfortunately. I hate long videos, so I'm not sure why they're all long. And I repeatedly over and over again, make it specific not to have long videos in here. So I'm not really happy about that. I have my limits with how much stupidity I can handle in my ear holes. But let's do this one. This is kind of a play. This is kind of a continuation of sorts. It's another stitch based on... Remember the other day, we did the one on Gwyneth Paltrow. And I guess she was saying... I know that she does green juices or whatever, but... It was like she does intermittent fasting. She lifts weights. And everyone's like, oh my God, what a horrible lifestyle. Maybe I didn't agree with all the vegetables or whatever she was eating, but it was like essentially intermittent fasting and exercising. People are like, oh, it's diet culture. Oh my God, you're restrictive eating. Such bad habits. Fasting is fantastic. So this title of the video, it's a stitch. So you're probably going to see Gwyneth Paltrow talk for a second. It says, Mom died of fat phobia. So I'm going to pause right there. No one dies of fat phobia. No one dies of fat phobia. You can't make that argument. It's nonsense. This made up fear of being fat. No one dies from that. It's like no one dies from naughty words. All right, let's listen. I'm sorry your mom died, but fuck out of here.
I have bone broth for lunch a lot of the days.
I hate...
I'm going to pause you right there. I'm sure you hate everything in life. I'm going to rewind it because that was really short. Bone broth is fantastic. I have bone broth for lunch. There's nothing wrong with having bone broth for like a meal or earlier in the day if you're fasting. Like there's nothing wrong with bone broth. How many of you have bone broth? Okay, so I'm sure this person's going to rant about like, I can't believe she doesn't eat a lot. Yeah, most people in this country need to stop fucking eating 24/7. You don't need to constantly be full. Okay.
I have bone broth for lunch a lot of the days.
I hate the word fat phobia. It feels like such an insufficient, like it feels like a silly word.
It's a fucking stupid fucking word. It's complete make-believe. So you're going to say it's not intense enough. Well, it's definitely stupid, so we agree.
If I say to you, my mom died of fat phobia, it sounds...
I would say that's completely nonsensical. Sorry that your mom died if that's true, but that's nonsense.
ridiculous, and I know that. But the truth is,
Not
my
that.
mom died because of the choices she made out of a fear of being fat.
So I just read a comment. Her mom died out of fear for being fat. Come on. I'm not even going to go on. Like, I'm not going to laugh and make light of that. I'm sorry that your mom died, but like, that's not a society thing. That's a mental health thing. If that's the case, like, I don't know that. Let's just keep playing, I suppose.
Yes, I could say my mom died of cirrhosis that she got from many, many years of heavy drinking.
Okay. This is not funny, but like, if you hear me laughing, it's going to be because of like, what's TW? Trigger warning, disordered eating, diet culture, fat phobia, and alcoholism. So she didn't die from fat phobia. She died from cirrhosis of the liver because she was an alcoholic. I'm sorry to hear that. A lot of people did, but like, you understand my hesitate. Like, what are we? Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but what the fuck are we talking about? What does that have to do with fat phobia? Nothing. Okay.
But what I also could say is that my mom became an alcoholic because she got a weight loss surgery that ignited an addiction transference in her. And transference that intensified when her body metabolized alcohol differently because of her weight loss surgery, all of which is information she did not receive when she got that weight loss surgery to begin with. I could also say that the cirrhosis wasn't so far advanced that she should have died, but her body was so worn down and broken after 62 years of killing it to be skinny.
62 years of being an alcoholic? What?
That her body couldn't fight off that illness the way that it should have been able to. And I'm not interested in shaming anybody for the choices they're making regarding their body. If you're on Ozempic, that's your business. If you have had weight loss surgery, that's your business. If you're on diet pills, that's your business. It's not mine.
And then we'll proceed to... there's just so much. Look, these videos are not well thought out. There's so many different topics you're just throwing into the same thing. Like, they're not related. Okay.
And I would never presume to tell you what to do with your body.
But,
and also, we have to have a holistic conversation about these things. Because until we do, we are going to continue to have people pursuing avenues of what they are calling health or wellness, when in reality, what they are pursuing is thinness.
Look, no one in the live chat, no one listening, no one sitting here, like, if I'm laughing, like this, I'm not making light of this person's mother dying. We're all going to deal with it. We've all dealt with it. Like, that's not a good thing. It's part of life. But So she made bad decisions repeatedly. That's not fat phobia. It's not diet culture. She got weight loss surgery for whatever reason, and sounds like it was a long time ago. So, you know, those things have come very, very far. Like the first initial breast augmentation surgeries, like those weren't like top jobs. You know, it's technology. Like, Jesus, personal responsibility, drinking excessively your entire life. This is not a result of addiction transference. Okay.
And the pursuit of thinness is not the same thing as the pursuit of health. And the prioritization of thinness, like on a personal level, it leads people to personally make decisions that sacrifice their current wellness and also their future wellness, their future health.
It's called instant gratification. Most people opt for instant gratification, which is why most people are sick, unhealthy, poor, etc.
Longevity of their life. And fat phobia on a systemic level leads to doctors who back those decisions, who encourage those decisions.
We done with this?
And that
Almost.
is deadly. And all that video makes me think, and it genuinely breaks my heart. All that video makes me think is that there is no amount of being skinny that cures you of your fat phobia. One way or the other, the pursuit of thinness will eat up the rest of your life, either literally or mentally.
The conflation of health and thinness is so insane. It's so insane. Yes, some people want to be skinny. Like, and in other words, you're writing off everything that's healthy about whatever Gwyneth was doing, bone broth, exercise, fasting. That's fantastic. More people need to do that. So we need more shame for people that trash their bodies, for more shame for people that are promoting obesity and making excuses and blaming everything around them rather than taking responsibility and taking action and doing things properly. I'm sorry to hear about your mom, but your mom made bad decisions. A lot of people make bad decisions. So that doesn't mean that, you know, whatever. Yeah. It seems like that's a stretch, in my opinion. Like that sounds like a stretch. Like your mom died of being an alcoholic and cirrhosis, and that's sad. A lot of people do, unfortunately. That does not translate to this pursuit of thinness being like you're reaching. It's a reach. It's a reach. But I think it's an important video because a lot of people deal with alcoholism and those kinds of situations. And, you know, I think we had a member, a new member that was talking about how they lost 270 pounds. So sometimes that weight loss surgery, you know, turns out positively. But as who was it? Charlie earlier was saying that with surgery, my eating is different. It's hard to get enough protein for the gains. I am not a fan personally. I think there are certain applications, maybe extreme applications for the weight loss surgery. I just don't think it's a wise move for most people. Like most surgeries where people get paid if you get the surgery, you know, you have doctors that want to do the surgery because they make money by doing the surgery. Because it changes your digestive system, it changes the amount of food you can eat, and it doesn't change your habits at all. So, you know, in maybe some extreme cases, it can be the only option, or maybe, but it doesn't change your habits. It doesn't change your mental health. It doesn't change these other things, and it can really inhibit you later in life. Once you build those habits, you're like, oh shit, but now I'm restricted and I can't eat a fucking meal. I have to eat like a small amount. And a lot of people do these surgeries and then gain the weight back because they stretch their stomach back out and X, Y, and Z. Anyway, so for anyone that's done it and had success, good. But I think for everyone that's had success with that, you hear even more stories of people that I did this and it didn't work, or so-and-so I know that, and they kept on eating crap. And you can drop your experience or personal or coworkers or friends or family in the comments, but you all heard those stories. All right. This one is, we'll do one more. It's just long. I don't know if we're going to make it through. I don't know why it's so fucking long. But this one's called Skinny Savior. And then we'll move on. We'll give away the Swole card. Hashtag triple S for a chance to win a Swole card. It's a Swole Select card. Let's get a little Tainty Man. Tainty Man on the Tainty Cam. And we have the church all snuggled up. All right, so drop in the comments below, hashtag triple S, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcast. It helps a lot. Share the podcast with your friends and spread that knowledge cock. If you have someone in your circle that doesn't listen to you, slap them the knowledge cock, send them the podcast, and bang their ear holes. Electronically bang their ear holes. Okay.
What's in the box?
Skinny Savior. Skinny Savior. Let's do it.
God help you, because I'm sick and therefore have no tolerance for bullshit. I'm gonna need you to get this fucking savior shit off of my fucking page.
Okay, pause. Already just lovely having you here. This is responding to Skinny Savior. Wait, this fucking savior shit. Okay, so this is a comment on TikTok. It says, if you see someone doing an unhealthy lifestyle, wouldn't you want to try to help them get healthier? So I love how the woke out there always are blaming everyone else. Get the savior shit off my page while they're trying to be saviors for everyone. Let's give every black person $10 million, right? That shit in San Francisco or California. Whatever. Let's just give people free money. That's going to work. Never does. Hasn't. And this is why we're in the fucking predicament, because of all the free money. You cannot give people free shit. It does not work. Give a mouse a cookie and they're going to want to fuck you in the ass, right? Okay, so this savior shit off my page. Look, this is why I say go to the fucking gym. This is why I put videos out there. And whether you like it or not, you're going to see it. And some people are, it's going to strike home. It's going to hit home. And some people are going to ignore it and take it personally. So, you know, every message out there is going to resonate with some people and other people it won't. But yeah, you know, this is the thing. We've been relegated as a society to not be able to tell people the truth or to always try to protect people's feelings, which is impossible, because the more you try to protect someone's feelings, the more sensitive they're going to project because they want attention. And if their feelings aren't hurt, they can't play the victim. So they make it more ridiculous. They get offended by microaggressions. They get offended by less and less stuff in order to get more love and attention, to wield more power. So it's all part of the plan. It's never anything that's going to make people or society satisfied. Like, you have to laugh, you have to make fun of, you have to ridicule stupid shit when it occurs. And like I've been saying for a long, long time, we need to bring back more of this shame or personal shame. You need to wake the fuck up, look in the mirror and realize that you're not taking care of your health. You are a hot fucking mess, and it's your responsibility to make those changes. If you keep blaming everyone else, you keep on giving up your power. You're not going to be able to make those changes, and you're going to have constant anxiety, constant weakness and fear of the unknown, because you don't challenge yourself. You are vulnerable emotionally and physically. So you should have anxiety. You should have fear because you can't handle yourself. You're not really equipped to deal with life. And that can be a scary proposition. So it's not really savior shit. It's common sense. And these are the kind of things that people should be thinking for themselves. These are the thoughts that should be going on in your own head, but they're not, which is a problem. Because if you don't see the shortcomings in your current situation, like, that's a huge issue, that you're okay with your current situation.
Fat people do not need skinny saviors to come and rescue them.
They need to rescue themselves, but they won't. So it's someone's opinion. And if they offend you, again, I keep pausing this, if someone's opinion like that offends you, if it offends you, it's offending you for a reason. Now, what is that reason?
Help them or save them and their life. You're fucking weird. Because it's a weird sense of entitlement to think that you are in a position to tell anybody how to live their life or what to do.
Maybe, but it's called an opinion. You don't have to listen to it. So you're the one reading the comments. Again, think of the health, the mental health, or the lack thereof of this individual. You are focusing on the comments. This is the mindset. This is the reason why we cover videos like this, because they're put out there on the internet. They're shared around the internet. They're very popular. And it's important, as much as we go through the Knowledge Cock, Just a Tip, the Swole Fan Post, like, this show will cover current events. It'll cover politics. It'll cover current events. It'll cover anything trending and, nonsense videos. But this kind of mindset, it's also important when you look, you have to fortify your mind. You have to become more resilient. You have to focus on the positive things and what to do, but you also need to be exposed to what you should not do. You have to reinforce, okay, this is something to avoid. You want to experience and expose your eye holes and ear holes to things that repel you. That way you notice them when they raise their ugly fucking heads, and you can rip it out by the roots and you can extricate it from your life. It's important to positively reinforce where you want to go and also recognize what repels you and sends you in the opposite direction. Let's continue this hot mess.
With their life. Oh, you don't agree with how people are living their lifestyle?
It's called an opinion.
What gives you the authority to make them change it?
Again, come on. A comment on the internet is not giving anyone authority to make them change it. No one's making you change anything. Unfortunately, you're not changing. Unfortunately, you're not doing it for yourself. That's the issue. No one has the authority to make you change it. It's called an opinion on the internet. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Calm your tits.
Why do you think that you have the right to interject?
Because you left your comments on and someone has the freedom of speech to drop a comment. You don't have to like it, or you could turn your comments off or not post online because you can't handle it.
You don't. The alternative is minding your fucking business.
Don't make videos on the internet. Again, if you make videos on the internet, you are volunteering your business to the world. You're volunteering your face, your thoughts, whatever it is, your creative blah, blah, blah. And people are going to criticize the fuck out of it. If you can't handle it, do not create. Or don't give a fuck and just keep on going. Okay.
Which you should. Think about a couple of things for me. Just a couple. Number one.
How dare you tell me what to think about? How dare you try to control my mind and tell me what to think about? How dare you ask me a question and force me to think about what you want me to think about? Yeah. I like them apples. Applesauce, bitch.
Not everybody wants to be skinny.
No shit.
Try to wrap your mind around that for like a hot second. Me personally, I love having softness on my body. I love
fucking gross. Jesus Christ.
Matt Damon.
Okay. Look, she can do whatever she wants, but I also have the right to voice my opinion. Fucking god damn it. I like having the softness of my body. Jesus Christ. What the fuck does that mean? Like, my body's not soft? Like, what does that mean? Like, oh my God. You ever hear those videos where it's like, no woman wants to lay their head on a fucking set of washboard abs? Yeah, right. Bullshit. No one wants to snuggle up. Oh, I like my man because he's so soft and snuggly. Because he's fat? Said no one ever. That's a cope. All right, let's continue. Jesus Christ.
the amount of curves that I have. That's just me personally. No hate to...
You keep using the word.
Curves.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Me don't think you understand. Like, okay, that's not curves. Rolls are not curves. Rolls are not, that's not the same thing. Same? But different.
Me personally, I love having softness on my body. I love the amount of curves that I have. That's just me personally. No hate to my skinny baddies. But I never want to be very thin. It's just not something that I want for myself. Second, in the comments, you also want to talk about how it's just as simple as diet and exercise, and then you'll lose weight. If it were that simple, don't you think there would be less fat people in the world?
No, it is that simple. You still have to do it properly. No, I don't. Most people don't fucking aren't consistent. Most people eat shit. Most people think they eat healthy and they're eating garbage. I do not think. I think it's exactly what it is for a reason. There are many fat people in this world because most people, it is that simple. It is that fucking simple. You just don't do it. Fat people just don't do it. That's why it is simple. Just because it's simple doesn't mean people fucking do it. The 7 pillars are fucking simple. It's simple. I always say it. It's simple. It's not necessarily easy. That's why you don't do it, because it's fucking simple, but it's hard because everyone's pulling the opposite direction. There's a lot of addictions. There's a lot of instant gratification. It is that fucking simple. Most people just don't do it. Most people are lazy fucks. It's not about laziness. Oh, bullshit. Of course it is. Of course it is. Lack of discipline, laziness, apathy, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, victimhood. It's all those things.
Or how about looking into any fucking point in history, and there are fat people still existing? If
it used to be only the extremely wealthy because they didn't have to work in the fields. They also, they had access to rare food sources. They had access to, seed oils and things like that because they were very hard to come by because of how ultra processed they needed to be and how hard it was to acquire them. It was really like all these different things were very hard to produce, and overconsumption was rare. Food was not ubiquitous until recent times. In the last 100 years or so, food was ubiquitous in Western countries. Okay.
I really thought that just maintaining a simple diet and exercise routine was enough to eliminate fat people, that we wouldn't exist, bro. No, you didn't think about that.
Because you'd still not do it. You'd still not do it. When's the last time you exercised? When's the last time you ate a steak? Again, not making fun of this individual. She's making fun of herself. What do you think her daily log is? What do you think her step-by-step, minute-by-minute? What do you think is everything that she consumed in the last 7 days? What do you think her activities completely written out, minute-by-minute? What do you think that's going to turn out to be? What do you think her sleep pattern's like? What do you think the estrogenics in her environment is like? What do you think her meditation's like? What do you think her yoga and mobility is like? What do you think her training's like? What do you think her nutrition's like? Just take a guess. What do you think?
Which leads me to my next point. Fatphobic people often come from this wild sense of privilege that they're not even aware of. You have the privilege of being able to move when you want, how you want, whenever you want. Let's not fucking forget that disabled people exist, bro.
Okay. All right. First off, Matt Damon. You cannot go from like taking fundamental care of your health to like disabled people exist. Yeah, and disabled people or differently abled go to the fucking gym and take care of their health. Disabled people exist. Jesus Christ, pick the outliers to support your bullshit point. Nope, that's not an argument. That's not an argument.
They just exist. Some have difficulty getting to the bathroom on their own.
Okay, we're not talking about people that have disabilities of no fault of their own, but they can still make better choices, right? Because they need to even more so. We're talking about people that, like yourself, that just trash their health and have every ability not to and do it anyway. That's fucked up.
Let alone picking up some weights, being able to go on a walk, a jog.
How many of you have seen these videos where people don't have arms and legs? They have like little stumps or like partial fingers and they're fucking doing cleans and kettlebell work. And yeah, people still train. People still do it. Okay.
Poverty, bro. It's so fucking expensive to eat healthy. And people...
How many different random turns is this going to take? Poverty. Well, let me tell you something. $20 buys you McDonald's and also goes to a supermarket. $20 buys $20 worth of stuff. You're getting more nutrition and more and more food and more meals if you buy from a supermarket. Poverty exists, yes. Take every extreme example to not go. Take every extreme example to justify you not taking care of yourself. Keep going.
Already living from paycheck to paycheck really cannot afford the extra bill of a gym membership.
Train at home. The gym is wherever you train. Bullshit. Next. Go.
That's assuming that they can move around in the way that you can.
What?
And if you live in an unsafe area,
keep going.
It's not as easy as just going on a walk or a jog.
All right. Do stuff in your room. I get it. Don't go to a park in New York City at night. That's a good idea. Do not go out into public areas and dark fucking alleys at night. Cool. You could do stuff inside your house. You could do cardio and at home. Okay, go.
Like if you don't already live in a place where it's safe for you to exist outside.
Safe for you to exist outside. Go. Jump rope. Yeah, anything at home. Go.
Then you're fucked, bro.
Oh my God. No one ever gets in shape unless they're a millionaire. Gotcha. Go.
All of that shouldn't even matter because that's if we're viewing fatness as a problem. So
it is a problem. It leads to all-cause mortality, dramatic increases in preventable disease and immobility and health complications and, immune system compromise. And go.
It needs to be fixed.
It does.
You're mad because fat people exist.
I'm not mad because fat people exist. I just want other people to take the necessary incremental steps to improve their own health because then it improves our society, reduces tax burdens, improves our production as a nation. I'm not mad because they exist. They exist. I'm mad because people are fucking stupid. I'm not a fan of stupidity, even though it's pervasive.
You have to look at them.
Yeah. What? You gotta look at them. Yeah. That's not a good thing. I mean, it's the best pre-workout. I look at them like, I am going to go put in some more work.
Are you being for real right now? Okay. I'm going to need you to grow up and get some fucking perspective.
Ooh.
The world.
Grow up and get some perspective coming from a, 19-year-old?
Is burning, bro. There's so much shit going on right now.
Ooh, there's so much shit going on in the world. There's never been anything going on throughout history. That's a great excuse to not do what you should be doing. That's a great excuse to not go to the fucking gym and not eat real food. There's so much stuff going on in the world. Whoa. Whoa. There's things going on, bro. The world. There's a world. There's things going on in the world. Oh my God. What about Ukraine? Oh, I can't do legs today. Ukraine.
You're mad that you have to observe and be nice to fat people.
What? Yo, what are you talking about? Be nice to fat people? I'll be nice to people. Doesn't mean I have to respect their lifestyle habits. I'll be nice to them. I'm not going to spit on people in the street. You have to observe who's like upset. Like, oh my God, there's a fat person. I am mad. Like I say, I don't lose. There's so many more fat people. There's so many fat people in the world. I sleep like a baby every night. You know why I sleep like a baby? Because I take care of my health and I train and I focus on good habits. That's why I sleep like a baby. There are plenty of fat people. Whose day is compromised because of fat people existing? Oh, we know they exist. We know. How is it still going, by the way?
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Pick something else to be mad about.
Ah, there we go. All right. Here we go.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay. Look, you don't have to be nice to anyone. It's a good idea to be nice. We talked about kindness and respect. Look, you don't have to respect someone. You should be kind to them. I mean, I don't think you're like, I disrespect you. In other words, their lifestyle habits. Like, you could be obese and be a nice person. But like, doesn't mean your lifestyle habits are something to be admired and be like, oh, that's great because you're doing your thing. And no, all this kind of stuff is trying to justify laziness. It's justifying obesity. It's justifying people that don't want to put in the effort. And you still want to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are the reason that you're in that situation. You are the reason. You don't need that mindset. Maybe you're never going to have 8-pack abs and be on the cover of a fucking fitness magazine. But you can dramatically improve your life by taking the time it took to make that fucking TikTok that was like 10 hours long. And you could have meal prepped for the week and done a great workout. Jesus Christ. I told you they were long. Weird question. Hypothetically, would you rather yourself or Mama Swolio be 400 pounds when you wake up tomorrow? Rules are you can't leave the relationship, but the weight can be lost. Me? I'd crush that shit. That's a weird question. Me, I'd lose that promptly. Like, would I come back to where I am right now, or would I deal with the consequences of excessive, tons of loose skin and stuff like that? In this hypothetical, strange question. It's always like that, Elizabeth. She can tell us what to do, but we can't tell her. That's right. It's this, you're such a authoritarian. Who gives you the authority? As she continues to preach nonsense. So it's two things, right? It's two things. Either you're in the team in the mindset of it's in your control. Do what you can. Put the effort in. Try and try again. Build discipline. Build proper habits. Be kind to others. Promote this, lead by example, or blame everyone else for your problems. Because there's other things happening in the world. You can't do these things. There's people that can't walk. So why should I have to go to the gym? Like, what the fuck? Now, that's the mindset that we need to repel. That's why it's important to expose yourself to that kind of shit, because you're like, okay, when you sense that from colleagues or family, it is just the most repulsive thing, and you can snap back to stay focused. That way, when you, because this mindset does creep in, like it's going to pop into your head. We all have that little conscious and little voice in your head. There's a voice in everyone's head that sounds like that girl. There's a voice in everyone's head. So when you hear that voice in your head, you can step on that shit immediately. That's why it's important to hear these videos, because everyone's got that voice. So if you succumb to that, if you succumb to that voice, if you succumb to that mindset, that's a poison that's waiting for everyone inside their own brain. So make sure that you avoid that like the fucking plague. Okay, Swole card. We got a Swole card. Swole slut. I'm not even going to hit the music. We got a winner for today's Swole card. It is Taylor. Congratulations. Swole card giveaway. This is a story we read at the beginning of today's episode. Taylor, thank you so much for sharing. We're sorry to hear about your husband, and we're glad that he's in recovery and starting to do better. Any more details you want to provide, we're happy to update on the situation. Everyone, make sure you go into the Facebook group and show Taylor your support and let her know that she won today's Swole card. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 250 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you today's Swole card. Fam, we'll take some soundboard requests. Let's close off this nut. Congratulations, Taylor. And go have a great rest of your day. Remember, fam, tomorrow is Ask Papa Swolio Live. Go enjoy today the DWG from yesterday. It's available in the overtime segment and Driving While Gaining Uncensored and Swole TV. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Tomorrow is the Sunday Fun Day Red, White, and Swole Q&A-ness. Go to askpapaswolio.com. Link in the show notes below in the description, and call in for tomorrow's show. We'll get to it.
60% of the time.
More questions tomorrow. Go to the fucking gym. Make some gains. Hit the like button on your way out.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here.
Don't forget to watch where the sun don't shine.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
Ooh, incomprehensible. Saves lives.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Boom shakalaka!
Ooh. Good one, Carson. The eyes, Chico.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie. Never lie. Lieutenant Dan.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
I got hairy legs. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Now I know you'd love to just sit there and keep being not slim, but we gotta work a little today, okay?
A jelly donut?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Here we go. Quick Quick release. Ooh. God, I almost clipped the table. Coast to coast. Fucking nailed it as always. Did you have any fucking doubts?
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out and visit swolenormousx.com for all the information. Crank that beach up, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Funny Q&A Anus 2508. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you then. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollie.